Yeah, hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. Today I'd like to look in particular at the NQ. This is the NASDAQ Mini and how it unfolded yesterday, which was Monday, October the 17th. And this is what we're looking at here on the MTPredictor chart. You can see here to start with we had a number of automatic buy setups that all failed, and then we had a TS2 sell setup that actually unfolded quite nicely. So I want to zoom in and look at this particular area. You can see there weren't any more automatic setups later on, so what we can do is come into this area here and have a look at this, because this is a really good example of how position sizing can really help you in your trading. Now in fact we very rarely get a situation like this where we have 4 consecutive losers, but it's a good example that these things can unfold when trading. So if we look at each of these, yes, this would have been filled, then stopped out. Position sizing varies the number of contracts to keep our initial risk small and under control at in this case -1R. So let's go through this. So first trade setup, -1R. We then have a look at the next one here, and you can see that number of contracts was varied. Initial risk still kept constant at -1R. And same here. Another, whoops, sorry, mouse gone wrong there. Another -1R there, and another -1R there. So there we are in a situation where we've done 4 consecutive losing trades. Now most amateur traders will look at that and think, whoa, that's not very good at all. However, the professional trader, and this is the big difference between amateurs and professionals, will know that the risk was kept small and under control. We now have a 5th attempt at the low here. Again, this was a valid trade setup because the STF was black. Market went into our TS2 sell setup where the STF was red, so this was a valid trade to take, so you would have been stop and reversing at this level. So we go into here and we can see at this level we would have made a plus 1.2R profit. So there we are, -4R plus 1.2R. Now let's have a look at the standard trade setup on this TS2 sell. The standard trade management guidelines would have said come down to the first target here. We then look at the STF. The STF would have been weak, so you could have banked a profit. But this is the important point. Okay, now I want you to understand this. This profit down here would have been plus 3.5R. In other words, 3.5 times greater than our initial risk. So now let's have a look at where we stand overall. So just up to this point in the day we'd have had 4 losing trades, 2 winners. Most amateur traders will say, oh, I don't like the look of that, that's horrible. However, with correct position sizing, this will be -4R plus 1.2 plus 3.5. Now if you do the maths on that, that actually comes out to plus 0.7R. In other words, yes, even when we had a very bad run of trades here, which again is very rare, but it can unfold, MTPredictor actually made money overall, and that is the really important part with professional trading and how position sizing can help you, that even when you've had a bad run of trades, which on the outset looks really bad, position sizing, and at the end of the day you'd have actually come out with a profit on this. And that's the point of making of trading. We're actually in it to make money, profits and losses at the end of the day. We're not in it to be right. And this is the biggest single misconception that most amateur traders never seem to understand, is that they seem to want to go for high percentage of winning systems that never really unfold as sold or as portrayed. However, most professional traders know that even when you have a bad run, by controlling your losses and keeping them small and having trades where the profits are large in relation to these losses, that's what is important, and that's what makes you money over time. That is why I thought this was a very good example to do. Again, there are very few vendors who will actually pick the worst set of results to have a look and actually show a good training example based on those. Again, having 4 consecutive losing trades like this is very rare, but I thought it was a very good training topic to do on a day like this. However, now let's move aside from what the standard traders would be doing and look at the advanced traders. For this we look at the 15-minute charts, and here we can see on the YM we had a DP sell, therefore the large degree trend was down. On the Russell Index, if I put the DP on from the prior swing, as the market came down we were going off DP resistance, trend down. ES, DP sell, trend was down. And the NQ, again we had an automatic DP sell set up as of the last bar of the prior day. So as the market was coming down here, which is where our four TS our 4 3-minute buy setups were coming in, the actual 15-minute chart was actually down. Okay, do you see that we had resistance here? The market should be going down to this target here, which was around the 23.35 level. So when these buy setups were coming in, they were actually against the 15-minute trend, and this is what we talked about in our training webinar on Wednesday. We said that they probably weren't a good idea because they were against the trend. The only one that may have been was towards the end, because there was 15-minute support on the other markets. However, looking at this market, the support did not come into here. So on this particular market the trend was down, but it also gave you a good reason to take our sell setup on the 3-minute, because this is where it was, so that would have been in the direction of the trend. So let's now review the 3-minute chart, bearing in mind that we now know the 15-minute chart was down from just after the open down into the 23.35 level. I just want to put that level on that lower DP level on the chart. If I go back to this pivot, this would have been the equivalent pivot on the 3-minute chart to where the 15-minute low would have been, or DP low. Again, remember it was around the 23.35 level, which is where we are here. So now, do you see how all these setups here, these buy setups, were now against this downtrend? Okay, they were against this downtrend. So the advanced traders would have been very wary about these or avoided them totally. Now let's see how we could have changed the trade management on our short trade, knowing that we were heading for a target much lower than our initial target here. Because this was our 3-minute target, but we knew this, the 15-minute support wasn't going to be reached until this level. So at the very least, rather than coming out at the first target here, we should have waited. Oops, sorry, my mouse missed that. We should have held our position and waited until we were nearer this low here, and can see instantly that that changed our 3.5 hour profit into nearer 7 hour profit. What we could also do is, once we got to this level, we come down and look at the STF. The STF is now strong, therefore we look to run the trade with our ATR stop. And as you can see, the market came down and actually would have stopped you out at basically about this same level here. So with a advanced trader's eyes on this, you would have been looking to avoid these buy setups here, and instead looking to take this TS2 sell with confidence, but not only taking this TS2 sell with confidence, but running it further than past the first target. So that would have meant coming down into here, the 15-minute support level, running it with ATR stop, and as such coming out for a lovely plus 7.2 hour profit. So this video has been in two parts really. The first part looking at position sizing here and how that helped control the losses for the standard traders among you, and then having a look at the 15-minute charts for the advanced traders among you and showing you how these buy setups here could have, particularly the early ones, could have been avoided because it was against the 15-minute trend. Then particularly how this TS2 sell could have been leveraged a little bit further for a lovely plus 7.2 hour profit down at this low here. So again, hopefully this has been a good training exercise and a good training video for both the standard and advanced traders among you.